Hi guys, Alex Fortey here, Art of Simple Golf. Now, it's a very hot day, but we have to, when we're playing every single shot, have a specific objective, and it has to make sense to what we're trying to do. Now, a very common mistake that golfers make when they're setting up over the ball, they say, I've got a 7-iron here, we've got just 200 yards, and most people will make the mistake of setting up to the ball. It's like, yeah, here we go. We were right there, and then they reach out. See that little movement? All of a sudden, my arms aren't hanging naturally. I'm out of my swing position. So what happens here is, when we're out of that position, there has to be manipulation to keep it there. There's sort of restriction. But if the arms are just tracking as they should be, hanging from the sockets all the way through the swing, just nice and smooth, a smooth tracking action, that plane will always match your setup. But if you go and screw it up by adjusting your address, you're making life pretty hard for yourself every single shot. And this happens a lot of times on even pitch shots, chip shots, whatever it might be. Actually, Lee Westwood does it a lot with his putting. I mean, I'm not a putting guru by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, a lot of tour players do it too. They putt from here. It's like, okay, yeah, there's my stroke, and then they lean forward. So they're practicing this motion, and then they're leaning forward. Doesn't really make sense, does it? And the same with whatever club you have in the bag. We let the arms feel heavy. We let the club feel heavy. We swing back, and we don't create manipulation. We let it go where we want it to, where we want it to release to that specific target. So on this shot, for example, I've got an intermediate point here. Okay, I'm actually wanting to hit a bit of a little fade into here to try and hold it up against the slope, but I've got this intermediate point and it's releasing towards the edge of that big tree. So I need to make sure in my practice swing that my swing is tracking along that line to go to that intermediate point and to that target. Now if I put myself out of this way, suddenly I'm having to force to stay on that track. So really dial into this feeling of your practice swings feel heavy and they're tracking along the target of where you're trying to go. And make sure as you approach the ball, you shuffle all the way in. Doesn't matter what club it is, you have to do the same. Just to feel that practice swing all the way in, and then we come and step into the ball. Let's see if I can do it for you. So there's my target. I'm going to feel that's going to get there. That's what I want. That's what I want. Now, I don't just move the club, I move everything in. So I'm moving everything in, and then we swing back to track, to swing through. And there we have it. Middle of the green, perfectly fine, stress-free. Give that a try. It's very important. If you want to learn more about your instinctive golf senses, all I want you to do is go to theartofsimplegolf.com/instinctivegolf, and you can learn more about tapping into your own instinctive golf swing to hit the ball further, straighter, and have better scores every single time you play.